So today MrBeast just got exposed as a war criminal, while also actively recruiting predators, while also being nothing more than a soulless money printing machine. And let me tell you, if you're one of those people that think that charity is all that matters, you are guaranteed to be proven wrong if you watch the entire video. Anyways, MrBeast's former employee Dogpack, who made the first MrBeast exposed video, made another one today, in which he interviews a former MrBeast employee called Jake Weddle, who actually got traumatized from the way MrBeast treated him in one of his challenges. And yes, the situation is actually that bad. Now, Jake Weddle did actually appear in some of MrBeast's videos, but he was really not a very prominent figure due to very corrupt reasons, which we will soon most definitely get into. But first...
Hey, what the hell happened to you? MrBeast, that's what happened to me.
What we do here is go back.
I was gonna be somebody. I was gonna be the Carl took my job. Carl took my job. It's the worst production ever you ever made me do.
I'm Jake Weddle. If you know me from MrBeast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time, but I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there when they were authentic, and then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company.
Do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube?
Yes.
Now, in all honesty, Jack, why?
Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
You just don't think you had fun playing Squid Games? You don't think you had fun riding on yachts? Building wells in Africa? I don't know.
If he had fun doing those videos, they'd be longer. We'd see the fun.
Jacksepticeye had a goddamn vision. They hated him because he told the truth.
There's a lot of groomers and pedophiles on our platform.
Okay, that too. Holy shit, the guy's a visionary. So yeah, basically MrBeast sold his soul for money. Something he acted like Jacksepticeye wasn't right about, getting all pissy like a pussy on Twitter, and acts like he's gonna take the punches and be the bigger man.
The culture around there was very unspoken, but there was a vibe. There was half the people who, if you made Jimmy happy, you were on the good half. And these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy or just you didn't like it, you know, you were the other half.
So they up and decided to adopt the social credit system from China. Great move, MrBeast. Shill for Beast plus 15. Do anything he doesn't like and you're gonna pay the price.
He didn't want anyone to get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. I could tell that the yes men were, you know, doing well, and I was, you know, disgruntled for quite some time.
MrBeast money is your money. I can let you grow and give our trade secrets to other companies of being complete scumbags. Anyways, he then goes on to talk about the fakest video he has made, which was a video he was very much involved in where his car got crushed.
So that was the one and only time I had to, huh? My car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised.
Now, as far as actually faking videos goes, I believe this is the least of MrBeast's concerns, because at the end of the day, it's more so for entertainment. You know, just gotta get those little kids to believe that the video is real. I believe a lot of kids would stop watching if they found out that it was fake. So it is what it is, you know. He then goes on to share his story about resigning. However, it gets much deeper than that.
I make dog shit pay. Making gajillionaires more money. And I just walked into the writer's room. There was another writer there, older comic, black guy, he had a kid. And I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child, we're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy, why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up.
Okay, so by emphasizing the fact that he was white and he was black and the black guy was getting paid less as a family man is probably a sign of him implying that MrBeast is a racist company. And the reason he doesn't explicitly say it is probably because he just doesn't have the proof. Either way, that's pretty fucked up, MrBeast.
And I said at my piece that he backed me up. I said, I need XYZ or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day.
So basically, Jake was already done with their bullshit and felt like he had nothing to lose and he was gonna resign either way. But for them to not honor the black guy's request, the family man's request, to bare minimum raise them to fucking Jake's level, bro. If that is not an obvious, explicit act of racism, I genuinely don't know what is.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal. Whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy?
So basically, as we all thought, he's using this as a manipulation tactic on all of his fans, to the point where they echoed the exact same sentiment. Oh, well actually, he donated $1 million to charity, which means he is absolved from committing crimes. He cannot go to jail, which is actually the most manipulative, retarded thing he could have possibly spread. Because according to that logic, I can just donate $1 million to charity and just start shooting people on the street with zero repercussions without going to jail. Like, what the fuck is that? And trust me, it gets even worse.
Oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. You know, I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, oh, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you could, it made me uncomfortable that I was working there.
I'm pretty sure we all would, man. That is some of the creepiest shit you could ever hear about MrBeast, man. The guy is actually mentally deranged like none other. This is wild.
I was told at one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, and then that never happened. And I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ.
Ooh, now they're going back on their contracts. That's the one thing you never want to do, MrBeast. He's gonna regret that one later for sure. And the crazy thing is, the guy got called back after he was fired to do a challenge, a solitary confinement challenge, very similar to the one uploaded on MrBeast's official YouTube. In fact, it's the same room. But that one is quite different than this one. Let's see why that is.
The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement, but don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. It's only going to be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first. It's going to be like a breeze for most of it. And by the end of it, after 30 days, you're going to get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face. Sure. On paper, I was like, okay, I can do this. And they always cut me out of the videos. They always, and I was, editors have told me that it's because you have too much of a personality.
Oh no, dude, he has too much personality, and we can't have the mascot of the channel, a soulless fucking corpo, overshadow him with his personality. Impossible.
And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy.
MrBeast actually pulled an ask and you shall receive. The guy realized nobody wanted to do the fucking challenge because people wanted to actually protect their mental health, and as a result he called the guy he hated the most to get some revenge.
Like, things were cool and funny on paper, but when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. There's not a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking like a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 mugs, on, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew.
Are you freaking serious right now? Even back then, this guy had millions of dollars. And you're now telling me this guy couldn't afford to like provide him with better conditions to stay for an entire month? This is the fucking guy that is the most charitable man on earth, giving homeless people money, building wells in Africa. This is the guy? Are you serious? Is it not a fucking facade? Oh no, he's gotta actually earn a profit from doing so. If you don't provide him with anything in return, you ain't getting shit, brother.
At first it was fine, you know, and you're playing it up like, cause you know it's a video. It got to a point where like they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, I said, can we like have like nighttime hours? You know, and they said no because it would fuck up the time lapse shots. The time lapse of what? Me sleeping or me not sleeping?
But the time lapse shots. What do you think you're doing? You're not gonna sleep, bitch. Shut the fuck up. You can use a professional editor to actually make it look real. You fucking dumbasses. Isn't it also very convenient that you normally go through all the trouble to fake your videos, but when it came to this one, oh no, we gotta make it real because we hate that fucking guy. We hate Jake. And unlike the video that was posted on their official YouTube channel, this guy wasn't allowed to get sleep or sunlight.
And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend, and I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
And there it is. We got him, boys. We finally got him. On top of all the other shit he did, he committed a war crime. What the fuck is wrong with this guy, man? I don't think the guy actually has the capability to draw the line between entertainment and human life. Well, actually, he's the one that decided to stay in there. He could have just opted out. That's his fault. True, dude. All responsibility should be laid on the mentally unstable in the chamber right there. Anyways, then Jimmy, James, whatever the fuck you wanna call this guy. The dude checks up on the guy every day, sometimes to put words in his mouth.
Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? You know how hard it was to do a take of that and pretend to make it genuine? I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage.
One time though, the guy specifically came in to erase his plug from the whiteboard. Because you're too scared a few people are gonna subscribe to the guy, taking away a few hundred viewers. Oh my god. I'm such a stingy piece of shit. I need those extra $100, man.
And I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead and scrub that footage. You know, you got that whiteboard. Oh no, either that goes in or this footage is unusable. And then, you know, James Warren came in and erased it. You know, fucking, you know, don't put that. Don't, hey, we can torture him. Don't you dare let him get a plug in there. You know.
This is a pretty rich action coming from the quote-unquote most charitable YouTuber on the platform. And now, thanks to MrBeast's negligence, the footage that was being shot became unusable due to his now mental insanity.
I had editors coming up to me saying, you good, bud? And he goes, well, because the footage you're sending in is haunting.
And the last straw that broke the camel's back was when MrBeast came into this guy's room with two briefcases, presented the money he has earned in one, and challenge money in the other. One of these was a Rubik's Cube challenge, which the guy just didn't have the mental capacity to do, obviously. So he denied that one, but couldn't deny the treadmill marathon challenge, which was going to be a nightmare for him.
Your first challenge Rubik's Cube. I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. I was like, on camera, I don't want to do it. You go, just do it for the thing, like, you know.
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing and based on all the other stuff, like, there was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, you know? Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red, I couldn't walk. I got off the treadmill and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, you know, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done, I'm done, I'm out. And I talked to Psych about how I'm not well. And I asked him, I said, how much longer are you guys gonna keep me in here? And the guy goes, realistically, like at least 7 more days? No. And they didn't let me leave right away either. They wanted to make sure, you know, everything was fine. So I just, you know, slept for a while. They turned the lights off. And it's like they brought in all my friends, you know, to make it.
This is the real MrBeast. This is the guy you are trying to defend. Look at what he does to his victims.
Then everybody was around me making sure I was good, making sure I was okay. But Jimmy had he was sitting in the chair turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God, everyone was looking at me and he was like Lex Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up, He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. You know when you're watching a video, he's like, oh, stop, you're gonna make me cry. And he like touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just, I didn't have to pretend to do that shit.
The guy thinks he's hot shit for having all that money. It's another Mark Zuckerberg, it's another reptilian, another robot, another alien. These people are not your friends, they're fucking evil. Then MrBeast decided to hand the guy 100k because that's for the amount of days that he stayed in there, obviously. And well, despite having physically and mentally destroyed this guy, he got nothing on top of it. Apparently 44,000 of those dollars were taxed off as well, so he is left with $56,000, which is basically not worth it at all for all the bullshit that the guy went through.
Your mental health's the most important thing. Just want to make sure you're okay. And the last thing we want you to do is...
I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S, he just stopped right before it got out.
Additionally, Dogpack has actually acquired MrBeast's secret work ethic.
No does not mean no. Already insane, because it seems to be co-opting the popular anti slogan, which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon.
And well, the deal with the slogan is, when it comes to video production, basically you gotta force people to give you what you want. If one guy says no, you move on to the next. If you desperately need someone's property to film on, you are actively forced to trick people.
A director might tell a producer, hey, we need access to 30 acres of farmland by Tuesday or we lose $500,000. Now, if you're the producer, you obviously know that means get it done or you lose your job. So what can happen is like a producer's calling up farmers saying, hey, I need to use your land. And the farmer might be like, okay, but, you know, I have animals, you can't be making really loud noises, no pyrotechnics, and you got to clean everything up. So the producer's sort of incentivized to lie and say, or maybe the producer doesn't even actually know the total contents of the video, right? Things changed last second. So they're financially incentivized to be manipulative and sort of, they're put in positions where it's like, oh, it's either the producer's job or a civilian's job, like where it talks about, hey, maybe the manager would be willing to bend the rules. Well, you shouldn't really be pressuring civilians to bend the rules that could get them fired, you know?
And well, as a result, MrBeast has apparently left behind trash and debris at their film site in Aden, North Carolina. And funnily enough, they just lie about it in their actual video.
And if you're wondering, yes, we did ensure the lake was completely cleaned up after this video.
If you're around Greenville, you know these stories of people working with MrBeast and it being extremely unprofessional, them not doing what they say, but they sort of get by a lot on their good public image. And like, I mean, this camp offered to host them completely for free. They didn't clean it all up.
Alright, good to know that as well. The guy is a scammer and a manipulator, but it gets even worse. Because apparently, they were housing a predator, a guy with a mask in their videos, who had criminal records of sexually assaulting a minor that is registered between the age of 1 to 11. How do these monsters even come to be?
He's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started. You know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face could be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender? I don't know why they let him go, because there's rumors back and forth, you know, so I don't know why they let him go, but he did leave at one point.
Because they only give a fuck about manipulating the masses. They don't care who works for them, as long as they can earn money for them. That's all that matters. And if anything bad is about to happen, just let them go, man. That's it. Because why would you ever take responsibility, right?
Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew about it and he was still around. But when I was there, they called him Delaware.
And Jimmy knew about it?
The likelihood that he didn't know is astronomically low.
And an employee actually reached out to tell us that this guy is one of MrBeast's main guys, a hustler, alleging that basically MrBeast doesn't care how you do it, just get the fucking job done right. In conclusion, MrBeast doesn't care about anyone or anything, how he gets the job done, nothing matters to this guy. Only the amount of money that this freak makes is all that matters. He is basically the worst CEO of any company ever. He commits war crimes on a whim, actively employing predators, not caring about what they do in the background, while having a work ethic that is worse than Satan's. Stop defending this evil man. MrBeast is worse than EA, he is worse than Activision, he is worse than every other company out there. Charity does not mean shit if you're actively committing crimes. You are an idiot if you still believe MrBeast lies. Also, apparently that's not even the end of it. It will get worse, which is crazy at this point.
So I will just tell you, James, what will be in part 3, so you don't have to harass my people. It will be about serious allegations of sexual misconduct in the company and your direct involvement in covering up those crimes. And I'll make sure to give you full credit and plaster your face all over the screen when we talk about that. So yeah, I've gotten dozens of messages from former MrBeast employees of very serious allegations.
And if you want to help spread the message, like the video, share the video, subscribe, do anything. Basically, let the kids know that they are defending an actual war criminal. Peace. Only quality content here, folks. Subscribe, please.